I'm Jenny. I'm here today with Gary Walker, who is the Managing Director for Echidna Sewing Products in Australia. Gary, we're so happy to have you here with us today. Welcome.
Thanks, Jenny. It's really good to be here. It's really exciting to be associated with Hemingworth too.
That's right. We're talking about the Hemingworth thread stand, which Gary actually invented some years ago. Tell me about the history of the thread stand.
Well, you know what they say, necessity is the mother of invention. And I don't know about you, but I hate changing threads. It's the pits. And it really goes back to 1995. I was at a conference, a sewing conference in the United States, and we were stitching out some designs in one of the classes we were doing. And I did a little time study on professional retailers, using these embroidery machines, and I realised it was changing threads was a huge time waster.
I believe it.
It's terrible. Being an industrial technician, I knew there had to be a better way. So I went back to Australia and messed around with some ideas and came up with what we now have as our multi-spool thread stand. And it saves a multitude of problems.
Well, great. Let's take a closer look at what it does.
Sure. First thing you'll notice is it holds 10 threads, and that's a good range of threads. A lot of designs, most designs are under 10 spools, and you can set your colours up in sequence and use them. But you'll see that each thread actually has its own spindle, and that holds the threads nice and secure. The thread actually all draws off vertically to a corresponding hole above each spool. And from there, the thread actually runs up into what we call a little snip grip. And that's simply to hold the thread that's not being used during the sewing process. To actually pull a thread into the machine, all we simply do is take the thread we want, pull it out of the snip grip, take it across to what we call the side delivery arm, and there's 3 slots on that side, and I'll explain that a little bit later. Right now I'm just going to pull the thread across and into the machine. And so you'll see the thread come smoothly across and through here, and you'll notice that, see how there's a little bit of a wave in the thread here, but by the time you reach the machine the thread's pretty straight, and that allows for better flow of the thread into the machine. When we're finished with that colour, we simply take it and then pull it up into the snip grip and trim it, and that's how easy it is to use. Now, I mentioned there's 3 slots on the side delivery arm.
Yes.
Now, what that means is you can run 3 threads at once. Now, this is an embroidery machine, and of course you can quite often use 2 threads at once. It's called thread combining. And so I could easily run 2 threads. Let's do this again. Pop that in there, and we'll take this across into there. And now we have 2 threads running into the machine, and you can actually run that through one needle, and that gives you a very nice effect. You can actually blend different colours. Have you ever tried triple needlework?
That's very popular right now.
It is indeed, but it's also very hard. You have to have a way of getting the thread to the machine effectively. So with this device, we can actually take a 3rd thread and run it in as well. And now I have 3 threads running into the machine. The threads don't meet till they reach the machine. Now what that means is you'll get perfect thread delivery. And so it also means you can use this with any type of sewing machine. It's not just for embroidery machine. Absolutely, yeah.
And there you go. And I noticed too that it's the perfect size for a sewing cabinet.
Absolutely. That was a really important part of our development. The thing to understand is it doesn't take up any bench space as well. There's a lot of thread stands on the market that have to be mounted somewhere on your sewing bench. Now, you don't have any spare room on a sewing bench. It's not there. So what we did is we've designed this so the weight of the sewing machine actually holds the product in place. So it cannot fall or tip. So let's pop that sewing... Oh, in fact, I better show you that first. It fits the size of this insert on this beautiful koala cabinet. So many people have sewing cabinets now. And what I can do now is put the machine back on there, and by simply removing the platform, which we'll come back to in a moment, but you'll see by removing the platform I can now push the machine down in its cabinet.
And there you go.
And then you can pack the machine away without having to lift the machine to move the thread stand.
Right.
Now to raise that, of course, because these koala cabinets are so easy to use.
Put that back on and you're ready to go.
Absolutely. Before I put that back on though, I'll point out, when you're changing threads, you simply take the platform off and you can actually do it right in front of you. You don't have to reach over the back of the machine.
You can be comfortable.
Absolutely.
Not bending over.
Exactly. So let's just pop that back on and there we go. So that's a quick rundown on what this product does. Once you've had one, you'd never want to be without one.
Exactly. Well, this is a wonderful product, Gary. Thank you. And again, the Hemingworth thread stand can be found on embroidery.com.